Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome Saturday, enjoying the weekend. In today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 10 tricks you probably didn't know about in Grand Theft Auto Online. So as always with videos like this, I try to teach you at least one or two things that you likely didn't know about. But I think this video in particular is going to have some pretty awesome and useful things that you guys will take advantage of every single day here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into this. The first thing I'm going to be showing you guys how to do today is become the train. I'm not even joking, and no, I didn't stutter with my words there. You are literally going to be becoming the train. So you guys probably knew that at one point in Grand Theft Auto Online on the map, the train actually comes to a stop. It's at like a station. I don't know what it does or what the purpose of it is, but it does come to a stop for about 10 or 15 seconds. Now, at this station, what you want to do is stand on this kind of bridge rail, and you want to wait for the train itself to stop. Then what you want to do is hit the enter vehicle button. So for Xbox, this could be Y, PlayStation, this could be triangle, whatever it is on PC. And for whatever reason, your character will literally get inside of the train. And I don't know why this is the case. You can move your camera around. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And then when the train starts to take off again, you'll just be inside. And on the bottom right hand corner, it says you're actually driving it. It says freight train, and then the category it is trains. And then we're obviously at Ron Alternate's wind farm. So this is incredibly weird. You can't shoot out of the train. You also can't go in first person, but I'm pretty sure you're 100% protected inside of this. So I can see a lot of useful things for this. For example, if you wanted to just completely troll your friends, they would have no idea, number one, where you were or why they couldn't see you or anything like that. But also, number two, if you have a bounty on you, could you imagine how frustrating this would be for the people in the lobby trying to find you and figure out what you're doing, where you are, and why they can't kill you? So there's lots of useful things you can do becoming the train. Probably the only downside here is that you can't get out unless you kill yourself. So the only thing you're going to have to do is open up the interaction menu and then take the easy way out. But other than that, this is one of the funniest things I think I've ever experienced here in Grand Theft Auto Online, actually becoming the train. And I just think that is super hilarious. All right, moving on. Another thing I'm going to show you is how you can permanently get the relaxed ride style going at any speed and doing anything on your bike. So you guys know with GTA Online Bikers, they added a normal and relaxed biker style, where the relaxed one you typically ride with one hand if you're going slow enough and not turning. Well, I can actually get this to be permanently stuck to your character no matter how fast you go. So here's what you need to do. While riding with the relaxed style, you want to disband your motorcycle club by doing it through the interaction menu. So this is kind of tricky, and it took me a couple tries, but basically what you want to do is just drive to the point where your character is riding relaxed and then end your MC. And if you do that while still riding relaxed, your character will then ride relaxed no matter what speed you go, no matter what you're doing. So it really does look like you're riding around like a madman with one hand on the bike, and it actually does look really cool. So this is great for just cruising around in free mode. Could also be great for doing snapmatics or movie machinimas or something like that. So that right there is a pretty awesome way in which you can ride around on your bike in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, this next trick is really interesting, and for two reasons. The first of which is because the current premium race right now is muscle cars, and I've been using the Sabre Turbo Custom. Well, did you know that hydraulics on a vehicle actually slows it down? So I was watching a video from Pyrealm Gaming who did a test, and he confirmed that hydraulics on a vehicle does affect performance. Now, it doesn't matter what set of hydraulics you own, but if you apply hydraulics to the vehicle, it's going to make it slower versus one that doesn't. And this is the Sabre Turbo Custom that I've been using in the premium race, and it has hydraulics, meaning that this entire time I've been using a vehicle that's been pretty hampered by the hydraulics that I applied to it when I turned this into kind of like a custom lowrider. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people don't race with the lowriders or with vehicles that can have hydraulics, but it does have an impact on performance, and that's something I had no idea was even a thing that existed. So you got to keep an eye out for stuff like that. And if you're going to be creating something like a Sabre Turbo Custom or a Buccaneer to race, you might not necessarily want to use the hydraulics on there because it is going to have an impact on your performance. So just keep that in mind. Up next, did you guys know that sticky bombs can actually be detonated from anywhere? So this is actually a misconception that sticky bombs and their detonator has a range. You can go from the highest point at Palito Bay to the lowest possible point on the map. And the sticky bomb detonation will still go off. It doesn't matter how far away they are or what exactly they're doing. If you've put a sticky bomb on something and you hit the detonation button, it doesn't matter how far away it is, it will blow up. And that is something that's pretty cool. You can see a couple examples of this right here. I'm not exactly that far away, but the point still stands that you don't have to be in sight of the bomb, or you don't have to be like facing it or anything like that. Sticky bombs will blow up no matter how far away you are. So that's a pretty cool trick if you wanted to like hide it on something and then go miles and miles away and then randomly blow it up. And it'll work. And that right there is pretty awesome. Okay, up next, I've been seeing a lot of random vehicle spawns happening in Grand Theft Auto Online. Cars that you shouldn't expect to see out in the wild. So the first of which was an adder. So I was just driving my adder supercar around. I think I was like transferring cars to garages and whatnot. And I saw in the single player spot in Grand Theft Auto Online, an adder was spawned there. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So I tried to take this to the LSC just to see what was up. And obviously I couldn't take it in. It said it was too high priority. But that's pretty crazy right there. If you ever wanted a free adder, know that one spawns right there in Grand Theft Auto Online 2. I had no idea that was a thing, so that right there is actually pretty awesome. But why is the adder spawning anyways? I didn't even know supercars like that spawn out in the wild. So that right there is kind of interesting. And also, even a weirder situation is the Dukes has actually been spawning for me in lobbies. So I don't exactly know what I've been doing to get a vehicle like the Dukes to spawn, but it's been spawning in my game, and I really don't know why. I thought the Dukes was a vehicle that was exclusive to characters that transferred from the PS3 or the Xbox 360 to current generation. So why is it spawning out in the wild? This is the first time I've seen something like this, and this was also recorded on the PS4, so I know it wasn't like a mod or a hack or anything like that. So needless to say, I've been getting some weird spawns, but also take advantage of this. I didn't check if you could store the Dukes or anything like that. It's likely that you couldn't. However, if you wanted to experience a Dukes and you don't have the opportunity, or you don't have an adder or a supercar in general, maybe try out some of these tricks, because there are vehicles like this that are spawning in the world. I think you've just got to be savvy enough to find them. All right, up next, I'm going to be showing you guys a new method in order to get into Lester's house. Now, this is incredibly tricky. What it's going to require is a helicopter and one of your friends. And honestly, this took us about 30 tries to get inside. So you've got to put your helicopter in like the exact same position that we have it in right here. And it's kind of difficult for me to describe, kind of at an angle near the sloped part of his house. But basically, once you get it into the right location, you just want to have your friend pull you out. And if you've done it successfully, you should like go through the roof, and then boom, you'll be inside of Lester's house. Now, we've talked about all the cool things that happen in here, like Easter eggs and secrets and things that are related to sort of the hidden things of the campaign. There's a lot of things you can do in here. You could also use it as a hiding spot. You could also use it to troll your friends, or take some pretty epic snapmatics, as like I mentioned. There's some pretty great stuff that goes on here in Lester's house. Now, typically, you could have just, started up a job and gotten in, but this is a great way to do it in free mode, with the only downside being that you have to kill yourself in order to get out of the house. But still, a pretty cool location nonetheless. All right, this next one's kind of a two-parter. It requires a fire truck, and it's basically how you can get into some of the garages in-game. For this example, we're going to be using the regular garages and the CEO garages. So this one right here is the Maze Bank one. You can see the driver is just backing up. We are on the back, and he just slams into the garage door, and it sends us straight through the garage. And this place is actually pretty cool. Again, you can use this to hide. You can use this to take pretty cool snapmatics. You can actually punch the guy in the center who's like guarding the elevator. So I thought that right there is pretty cool. Now, I don't unfortunately think there's a way to get vehicles in here, but it is a great hiding spot. And if you wanted to use that location, it is pretty awesome as well. And then the second spot, we actually tried to use this in the Eclipse Towers, and it also worked as well. We were able to get inside of the Eclipse Towers garage too, which is pretty cool. Can be utilized as a really nice hiding spot or something along those lines right there. So that's pretty epic, and you can do some cool things, take some snapmatics, troll your friends. I didn't test if you could shoot out or not, but honestly, you don't get really the best view outside. So I really don't think that matters, especially when it comes to the CEO one. The Eclipse Towers may be a little bit of a better view, but it's still not that bad. But honestly, I would just use this as a hiding spot, because that is pretty epic, and it also doesn't require much work. Just you, your friend, and a fire truck. Okay, up next, I'm going to show you guys how you can stop your vehicle instantly. Now, I'm not entirely sure what use you will have for this, maybe outside of like trolling your friends or showing them something cool, but basically you can drive at any speed you want and then come to an immediate halt. What you need to do is press down on the D-pad, select one of the single player characters, and then decline and then go back into online. Now, you might think to yourself, well, that sounds like a long process. Well, it's really not if you can get it down pretty quickly. You can see here that the vehicles I'm driving stop instantaneously when I do that, and it can really freak people out like the NPCs. I thought that was super cool right there. So again, I'm not really too sure what use you'll have for something like this, maybe other than freaking out your friends or trolling them, but nonetheless, I still thought that was pretty epic. And finally, last but not least today, I'm going to be showing you guys this pretty cool launch glitch. This actually takes place right outside of this parking garage, and it's also going to require a motorcycle. So what you want to do is just drive straight towards this building, and then before you hit the building, you just want to wheelie back on your bike. And if you do it correctly, your character should be sent sky high in the air, which is super cool. And because it's like a glitch or something like that, your character actually doesn't take any fall damage. So we should just fall back down to the earth and take no damage at all, which is super cool because that means you can just get right back up on your bike and keep doing what you're doing. I love launch glitches like this. They are so fun. I don't know how many of you guys knew about this one, but this one was fairly new for me. Thanks to my friend Ty for actually helping with the fire truck stuff, the Lester's house glitch, and this one as well. So this one was pretty awesome, and you can do some really, really fun stuff with this glitch too. But anyways, that's all the information I have for you guys in this video today, and 10 tips and tricks that you probably didn't know about here in Grand Theft Auto Online. As always, my goal with videos like this is to teach you at least one or two things that you likely didn't know, and if I did, please be sure to support this video with a like rating. That would be awesome. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.